Hello. Good morning, my beautiful friends. How art thou? I'm good. I have my beverage for the morning. And today, I thought it might be cool for us to do a full moon meditation, since this current moon cycle is going through its releasing phase. I thought we should try to do the same. So, I'm going to tune into here real quick. See if you guys are in here avec moi. Oh my god, I didn't save my goddamn thing. Wait, yes it did. Ha! I'm not stupid. Okay, for a moment I thought that I didn't change the title of this. I thought it was saying that I was reading, but I did it right. Yay. Go me. Good job, McKay. Look at you being responsible. Okay, hello. We're going to do a full moon meditation, and I don't really have anything planned, honestly, for this one. I know I kind of wanted to incorporate snapping into it, because it's kind of what we were talking about last night. It was just something that kind of came up, and we were talking about the power of that and how it really brings your attention into the present moment when you incorporate this into a meditation practice. So I think we might try to do that this time. Just try to find a way to involve it. So this full moon is in Libra. Libras are... They're very sweet people. Most of them, for the most part, I see them, and they're usually the people who, as you could guess, the people who usually don't want to, purposely ruffle feathers. They want to try to seek balance in things. They're horrible decision makers. Libras. What else about Libras? They're really good friends. Honestly, I'm a Leo, so I get along with Libras really, really well. We always have a fun time when there's a Libra around. And they seem to just adore me. So, and they also, the vibe of a full moon, Libra, is I just think of some sassy girl who finally knows her worth, and she's just letting go of all of the fuckboys. That's kind of what that feels like to me. She's just like, you know what? Bye. So yeah, I don't know where I was going with that, but let's get into it. So first, as we start every meditation, it's good to start every meditation, at least in the very, very beginning, the exact same way. My go-to way of doing that is the generic way of focusing on your current circumstances and then your breath. So let's get into it, okay? Just sit here. Notice how you feel today on this full moon. Yesterday was Easter. Maybe some emotional resonance from whatever happened yesterday still lingers. If that's the case, just be aware of it. Notice how your body feels today. Notice what have your thoughts been like on a scale of 1 to 10 emotionally? 1 being, obviously, not feeling your best, and 10. Where do you feel like you lie on that scale quite right now? Just a cute little question to ask yourself. All right. Do you smell anything? Can you hear anything that you didn't notice before until you really listened? I can hear a plane. And my computer working its ass off. Okay. Once you feel like you've noticed anything that there really is to notice, now is when we deliberately put all of our attention into the breath. If you want to do the box breathing, you can. I probably will be doing that, or you can just very intently notice the rising and falling of your breath. Alright, so I'm going to start with an inhale. And I'm going to exhale. And just really feel every single thing that occurs during this process. There's the rising of the diaphragm, the rising, the filling of the lungs, and all of that going through your neck, out your nose, in your nose, that whole process. Maybe you can feel every single sensation. It's a very strange process, honestly. Just notice it. You may have noticed that your body is already kind of naturally relaxing on its own. If not, then you can gently invite that and see what happens. Oh, so nice to just breathe intently with nothing else in mind first thing in the morning. We're going to do a couple more inhales, making sure that we have gotten ourselves in that nice little sweet spot. So make the most of them, okay? Inhale. And maybe on your next exhale, you can silently, in your mind or out loud, say, I choose to let go. Maybe just a nice little zest. Just a few more. Okay. Just keep breathing. And when I snap my fingers, I want you to envision yourself, fully see yourself in your mind. And automatically, I want, in your mind's eye, have your eyes closed. I forgot to mention that. Your eyes should be closed. I want you to intuitively, not with your mind, once I snap my fingers, you're going to see yourself And around you, there's nothing at all. It's like negative space. But when I snap my fingers, something else is going to appear, and it will be something that your intuition, your angels, your guides want to let you know that that is something that you are ready to let go of, that you need to let go of during this full moon cycle. Okay? So just keep breathing, and when I snap, that image, or maybe it's a scent, or maybe it's just a feeling, maybe it's a certain emotion, depending on what it is that you need to release. It might not even manifest as a physical thing. It might be a person. It might just be a memory. It could be anything. So just have a very open mind. Take one big inhale. And on the exhale, just notice. Sometimes it helps to just keep asking the question, what do I need to let go of right here, right now? What can I let go of? Take this moment to really feel around for what that may be in silence. And you might be surprised with what came up. You're like, oh, that's the last thing I expected, maybe. Or it could be something that you've been knowing for a while, that it's been time to move on to better things. A lot of things could come up, maybe. Maybe just one. Maybe you're still having a hard time figuring out what it is exactly. So just sit in the stillness and trust that whatever comes up is what's right. There can be a great sense of peace that comes from acknowledging the fact that you do feel ready to finally let something go. Something that may have been on your shoulders or being quite a burden to you on your daily life, especially if it's an emotional pattern. So hold that. You might even really try to see in a way, understand in what way that this thing that once served you is now something that does not really serve you too much right here in your present day. It may have helped you to maybe feel more protected, or keep you from feeling an even more negative emotion. Or if it's a person or a thing, you might have kept them around because, it was better than being alone or having nobody or having nothing at all. But now you might be finally ready to accept that, you know what, you're actually more of a burden to me now. Because you either take up space, or you take up time, you take up your energy, we only want things in our lives when they are serving us and benefiting our overall well-being. If not, then it is something that is of detriment to us, and it's our responsibility to take out the trash. Yeah. Fuck yeah. So, with that being said, if you have identified and acknowledged the thing or emotion or experience as there, something that has previously been in your life that you now in this moment feel like you can release. So, this, in this moment, I'm being told is supposed to be a very individual experience on how you choose to let go of this. I want you to visualize in your mind's eye while we're in this meditative state. If it's a person, you can visualize the person. If it's an object, you visualize the object. If it's an emotion, see if you can give that emotion a physical visual to it. And it will have an actual embodiment of a physical form if you concentrate on it, whether it's a negative or positive emotion. Probably negative. You know, why did you be letting go of something that makes you feel right? So yeah, just do that. I'm focusing on an emotion myself. Overall full embodiment feeling. So for me, my emotion looks like oh my god. It just took human form and I wasn't expecting that. Usually you just like see it as like a blob of something. It can make noise too, so pay attention to that. So for some reason, the manifestation of this negative emotion that I would like to release during this full moon looks like a very old, cranky, sick, jealous, like just like a person who has a lot of resentment about everything that's happened throughout their whole life accumulated into 90 years as a person. And they sound like yeah, and they just sound like this guy who's just like yeah. Everything that comes out of his mouth just sounds like a complaint or a inferiority mindset. Yeah. So that's what mine looks like. What does yours look like? I didn't think it was going to take human form. That's what it looks like. So, whatever comes up, you have to go on your own individual journey. So I might have a little moment of silence so you can go through that same process of really just asking, what is this feeling or what does this experience look like? If it was a thing, if it could make a noise, what would it sound like? Just explore. And if it's just an object, you can still do the same thing. Like, what noise is this object making? Or this person, what are they saying to me? So I'm just going to have a little bit of moments of silence so you can really envision what this thing that you want to no longer have, because it no longer serves you in your life from this point forward, thanks to the full moon. You might be surprised with what comes up. The next part of this meditation is also just as individual as visualizing the actual manifestation of what you'd like to let go of, is how the best way, the most satisfying, enjoyable way for you to see yourself letting go of this thing in your mind. I want you to really, as if it's really happening right here in this present moment, have an actual emotional experience right here, right now. See that thing that you're ready to let go of. Also, if you notice yourself having a lot of resistance still towards the letting go of this thing, then that is a sign that it might not actually be time. You have to be truly emotionally ready and willing and prepared to consciously be like, I'm letting you go. So if you know, you know. See it there right in front of you as if it was really right there. I see this cranky old man right in front of me. And he's just... And ask yourself once again, what would be the best way for me to let go of this right now? See what comes up. It is going to be so different for everybody, and that's why I'm just kind of like leaving it to you. Notice what comes up and honor it. We're just going to have a few more moments. I'm going to see what I need to do as well. Wow. Wow. Okay. It's making me emotional. So, for me, when I saw this old man, and I just observed him and his behavior for a little while, and how he just walks around in circles, it seems like, talking about how the world is against him, and he feels completely victimized by everything and everyone that he has come into contact and that he does in the present day come into contact with in his mind. He is in so much pain. And honestly, when I looked at it and I was like, how can I let you go? The first thing that I saw myself doing was actually walking up to him and giving him a massive hug. Just like how you feel when you just like... And telling him, I understand why you feel the way you do. You feel very victimized. You feel like everything you could have ever wanted, you never got. And all the things that you didn't want seemed to have become your reality. Anybody in that position would feel a heck amount of resentment for the circumstances, for the situations. And I'm here with you to validate that and say that I understand. And you don't need to change. But I'm here with you. And when you're ready to relax, then we can do that, and I can let you go. And you don't need to protect me. Because that's what I feel in a sense. This person, it's not an actual person in my mind, but this emotion that I've experienced, this person obviously is a manifestation of that emotion that I had inside of me. But that emotion in itself was trying to protect me. I can feel. So in a sense, I felt to a certain degree in the past that I needed this emotion to keep me from falling into an even greater uncomfortable emotion. I endured that uncomfortable emotion a couple months back, so now I've transcended beyond that uncomfortable emotion, honestly, and I've known what that feels like. I've gone to the depths of how that emotion feels, so I don't really need to have this guarded energy trying to protect me from reaching that rock bottom, because I've already gone there and I lived. I survived. So I don't need the armor anymore. I don't need the protective calcified layer of, oh, don't get through to me, because I've already done it. So I'd like to lovingly tell this emotion in human form for me. It could be in object form for you. If it's a person, you can look them right in the eyes, literally, like, and you can imagine their reaction being any way that you want. If it's an actual person, this can be a very emotional experience, depending on if you guys had relationship stuff going on. So I want you to really visualize this right now, okay? Looking them in the eyes if it's a person. If it's an object that you can hold, I want you to hold it. If it's just a memory, visualize it as a person. Whatever way feels best with that, okay? Looking at it and saying, thank you for serving me at one point. Thank you for being what I needed for a certain point of time, when I felt like without you, my life would have been a living hell, maybe. Perhaps. But now, I can see that I have grown, and I don't need you to always be there. And I'm ready to let you go. And depending on what or who you're saying this to, you still have control of how this object or this person takes that kind of information. And if it's something that you truly do feel like you're ready to let go of, almost instantaneously you're going to have a very positive reaction to that, because it's going to be this feeling of being like, you're right, I've known this myself too, and I myself as well am ready to move on and transcend from this. So take a moment. We're going to take another moment of silence, just really doing that exactly. Looking at either a person or object and saying, and you might have other things that might just come up, let them come out. Whatever you feel like you need to say to this thing before you release it. Notice what needs to be said. And keep remembering to breathe very, very, very deeply. some strange things might happen during this. You might notice things like maybe the object just randomly starts shrinking and minimizing and turning into nothing. If it's a person, you might just see them hug you and walk away, never to be seen again. Or if it's an emotion that doesn't really have like a human form, it's just like a physical thing, I want you to really, really ask yourself, what is the best way to really watch this thing finally disperse and be released? Sometimes it's nice to just imagine yourself in I like to imagine sometimes being on a beach and taking something and putting it into the water and just watching the waves of the water whoosh the object back to the ocean. As long as it's not plastic. Just an idea. You know what's best for you, though. You do, truly. And then there should come a very nice moment of relief with that, and emotional healing, honestly, that comes from having that meditative experience, which is just as real as an actual experience. Truly. So from where you are, you might still be in the presence of the thing you're letting go of, or you might have moved on naturally into a state where that thing has seemed to, in itself, by itself, consciously, walked away, or flew away, or disappeared. If you've done that, then you know that you have successfully gone through this full moon meditation. But if you're not quite there yet, ask yourself, or ask what it is you're wanting to release. If there's any, what's the word? Resistance to completely letting go. Is there something that deep down you feel like needs to be resolved in order for you to really be comfortable enough to let this go? And if there is something and it's, you feel, yes, I might need to still do some work and figure some things out about myself, that is completely okay. Don't let that make you feel like you have failed the meditation or you didn't do it right. There's no such thing. There's no such thing. So, every experience that you experienced in this moment was the right one for you, regardless of what happened. And it's a perfect time to have unconditional love for yourself, regardless of if you feel like you really were ready to let something go, or if you realize, I feel like I might not quite be ready. That's okay. You could find something else that's not as difficult. Or you might even just try to do this practice by actually trying to just do some cleaning around the house and letting go of actual physical objects. There's so many ways in which you can express the energy of the full moon. It doesn't always have to be letting go of emotional things. It can be actual physical things too. That might be something that came up in your visualization, a physical thing. That's how you know. So, here we are. In this moment, we have said everything we've needed to say to this aspect of ourselves or this object. The little old man that was representation of my inner resentment and envy and yeah. Resentment is a great word. Honestly, it's like a living embodiment of just resentment for everything. Ugh, such an uncomfortable emotion. So, when I visualized him and I hugged him and I said everything I felt I needed to say to him, he looked at me. He had tears in his eyes. And it almost looked like he was like regressing in age. So he was getting younger and younger and younger and younger and younger until he was literally like a little infant, like a little baby. Before any of the uncomfortable, reactive emotions ever manifested in his mind. He's just a pure representation of love, which is what babies are. He was just sitting there in unconditional presence there with me. We were just sitting there together without any of the resentment. All the resentment had seemed like it completely vanished. And now he was just this pure essence, this pure little baby. I don't know what to do with the baby now. Okay, how about I'll just do this. The baby is probably an aspect of myself, even though it's a boy. So I'm going to pick up the baby and hold him and just bask in the glory of our presence together. After releasing the emotion. And if it's an aspect of myself, I can kind of like how the completion process works, honestly. We can ask this aspect of ourselves now if it would like to merge with us. That's what feels best for me. Since I still have something kind of to represent what I still had, it's not completely gone. I'm going to bring it back into myself. Because that's what feels best for me, from what I've been told. So I'll just take a few moments to let that take place, which is usually a very enlightening and comfortable experience. It just kind of feels like you're coming back into yourself. Ooh. And then your neck pops. Okay. Wow. Wow. Oh my God. Okay. Wow. I did not expect that to happen. It's so funny when you're doing the actual process while guiding it. Because you're going through all the same stuff. Not the same stuff, but you're going through your own journey, and it's never what you expect it to be. So that's that. Now I just feel like it's me here, content and at ease with everything that just happened within me, and seeing the value in it, and seeing the value in the creation of the thing that I am now letting go of. Even though it's not serving me anymore, I totally see why I felt the need to bring that old resentful guy into my consciousness. That's so funny that that's what he looks like. I never did that before. Wow. So, depending on where you are in the meditation, whether or not you felt like you could let go or felt like it might be another time, you could be feeling a huge range of emotions, honestly. The main goal of this, honestly, at the end of the day, is to become aware. Become more aware of what we know is not serving us. So if you just did that, if you just became a little bit more conscious of something that you know probably doesn't serve you the best, that needs to be and is calling to be healed and integrated, fantastic. You did an amazing job, regardless of whether or not you feel like you could actually let go of it right now in this time is irrelevant, because in order to truly heal, the first key is to accept. Truly be okay with yourself and where you're at, no matter what. So, from where you are right now, take some nice deep breaths. And there should be a sense of completion with this. Feeling like you lifted a weight from your shoulders. Keep breathing. See if there's anything else that really needs to be done during this meditation to give you a sense of completion or wholeness. Keep breathing deeply. Keep your eyes closed. Wow, that was a crazy experience. Okay, so when I snap my fingers once again, I want you to become conscious of the present moment again and come out of the meditation. Start remembering things about this physical life and come out of the dream state. Okay, so take one big inhale. And exhale, we come out. Do you know what year it is? Oh my god, I just thought 2012. Yikes. Open your eyes, slowly, gently, just become aware of how you feel now. Physically, how does your body feel? I feel a range of emotions that I was not expecting during this. I had no plans as to what we were going to do or how this was going to unfold this morning, so I'm quite perplexed by what has just taken place, honestly. Okay, just stay with it. Keep your eyes open, look around, be aware of your surroundings. And just breathe. Take this moment to just really embody where you are after that intense shift. If you finally let go of something, there's gonna be a complete cell, what is the transformation within you, literally cellularly, there's going to be a shift going on. Even if you just became aware of something that you need to let go of, even if you didn't let it go, there still has been a shift in your awareness. Therefore, there's going to be a shift in your overall external world. So, I hope you enjoyed this full moon meditation. This is my first one that I've ever done in my entire life, so I know it's not your average cool with ambient music playing in the background and sweet, soft, focus on your breath. I don't roll that way. I just talk. I'm just me. So I swear in the middle of my meditations because I can. So I hope you enjoyed this. I enjoyed it a lot. I got something out of that I didn't even know was gonna happen. So fuck yeah. Awesome. Thank you guys so very much. There's 5 people in here. I love you guys. You're my rock. It's so wonderful to wake up in the morning and engage my time and energy into something that I truly am passionate about and excited. And I feel like I feel well equipped with it. It's not like a fear of like, oh my God, I don't feel like I should be in this position. Not at all. I don't feel that way at all. It's just a comfortable thing that I can naturally get really excited about. So thank you for allowing me, giving me the space, giving me the support that I need in order to keep showing up for you like this. I love you. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your morning. Stay healthy. Think about what you put into your body, because you are what you eat. Drink a lot of water. Do some physical exercise, even if it's just a little bit of stretching. I hope to see you tomorrow when we do Tarot Tuesday. This week's tarot cards are also kind of in the theme of releasing things in order to seek harmony and love and connection once more. So I think it's a very important week for us to really acknowledge the things that we have going inside ourselves when we're interacting with other people this week, and reforming bonds. Not so much letting go of, like everything. It's also a very important time for us to be rekindling relationships that are dysfunctional or broken. Keep that in mind. That's a little teaser for this week's tarot card. Keep it in mind. I love you. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your morning and afternoon and night. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.